What do we put before the Lord? What do we put before the Lord? Now, it can be stuff. It can be people. It can be things. But if God's in second, third, fourth, or fifth place, then you and I, my friend, are an idolater. Because God's not first. So let's listen and see what happens with these folks, okay? Now here's what he says. Here's what Joshua says. And listen, you can't speak for me, and I can't speak for you, okay? Here's what Joshua said. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, if you think you got a bad deal by serving God, you know, and they know the history, what they've brought them out, and the accountability that God's already held them to. I'm talking thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of people have died in this march for the 40 years in serving God and not serving God and murmuring, complaining, and sinning. If it seem evil unto you, serve the Lord. To serve the Lord, choose you this day who you will serve. Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But Joshua said, but as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. Now, you can't control my house, and I can't control yours. But what's going on at your house? What's going on at your house? That little block, that little address, what's going on at your house? Do you serve the Lord at your house? Now, you can serve the God of the land, which is political correctness, liberal left. It can be MAGA right. It can be whatever it is. If you're all involved in all this, that, and the other, and it's about the culture, and it's about the society other than pleasing the true and living God. Now, when we get into the depths of those things and what we look at our college campuses, the things that are going there with the anti-Semitism, all those kind of things. And if you are a person who knows anything at all about the nation of Israel, God says they're my people. You better back off. Right? And people say, well, no, we don't care about none of that because we don't care about God. We don't believe God. We don't believe He's going to do anything. We don't believe they know different than anybody else. Well, they know. They know. Okay? And we got all these people doing all these kind of different things because there's no fear of God. They have their own God, their own way of living, and they discount God. Now, look, I can't do anything about those folks except pray for them. That's all you and I can do. We're not going to retaliate. We ain't going to bomb their house. We ain't going to paint their Tesla. We ain't going to do none of that kind of stuff. We just ain't going to do that. But what we're going to do at the house is serve the Lord. That's our goal, right? Because it's me that's got to stand before the Lord. It's you that's got to stand before the Lord. It's our children, our family, our nieces, our nephews, our cousins, our neighbors that we want to represent the Lord well in because we understand what the deal is. Now, he's making a decorative statement. Have you made yours? Have you made? Now, I want to ask you, by a show of hands, and usually I don't ask that. How many of y'all have it in your home, as for me and my house, we'll serve the Lord? How many of you got it? Now, I'm going to ask you another question, and I don't want a response. Is that the truth or is it a lie? Okay? Well, Eddie, I do the best I can. Well, listen, we're all limited by our humanity. I want you to understand that. But I do know a little bit. If we put 100% effort into something, can we usually accomplish it? Right? If I really, and I mean I throw everything I got into it, usually, and I say the high probability that I can accomplish, I can get it done. I can get her done. Right? So where are we at in our service to the Lord? Or is it, well, I'm serving the Lord, but I'm really kind of willy-nilly on the side. You know, I kind of